SEDES English. My name is Sam, and today we're going to be learning going to. And we're going to be using going to express future. We're using it to say something that will happen later, something that you will do later. Okay, something that maybe you had already planned, that's not going to happen today, that will happen in the future. Okay, so I can say, I am going to, okay, I am going to eat tacos tonight. Okay, we can say that. I am going to eat tacos tonight. That means that when I go home, right, I am going to eat tacos. Am I going to eat tacos right now? No, I'm going to eat them tonight because it is not tonight, right now, it is the future. Okay, let's make another example. I can say, they are going to, and let's say study, okay? They are going to study English. They're going to study English on Saturday. So today is Wednesday, and it's not Saturday, so this is in the future, right? They are going to study English. When? Is it today? No, in the future, on Saturday. So we're using, again, going to express something that will happen in the future or a future plan, something that we had already come together and agreed that we're going to do it. If you don't know the order of this, it's pretty simple. There's a pretty simple rule. You are going to take your subject, which could be I, they, we, you, he, she, it, as long as you remember to add your verb to be. Okay? Like in this one, my verb to be for I is always am. Okay? For they, it's always are. They are, I am. Okay? And then you want to add your phrase going to. And going to, again, remember, it's expressing our future. And then eat, study. That is your verb. Okay? It's a verb in its base form, which is the simplest form. Your verb. Okay? And then you can have a complement. Your complement, it helps or it backs up the idea, okay? Because we know that we're using going to express future, but if you want to, you can add a future date, like this one, Saturday. It expresses future. Or you can say tonight. It also expresses future, okay? We have two things that would express future, going to or a start date. Pretty simple. Let's look at more examples. We can say he, and our rule tells us that now we need the verb to be. What is the verb to be for he? He is going to. He is going to. Okay? Now we need a verb. He is going to read his notes. And we can say tomorrow morning. Or just tomorrow. Okay? So he is going to read, base verb, his notes tomorrow, or compliments. Now, this is positives, pretty simple. Negatives is just as easy, okay? So negatives, we can say, well, let's start with our formula, okay? So our formula, very similar. We take our subject, and then we need our verb to be. Verb to be. And because it's a negative, we need the negation, which is the word not. We need the phrase going to so we can express future. So going to, and then we need, it's just the same, we need the verb now in a base form, okay? Verb. And the last thing, we need the complement. So if we look at this formula, we can take any subject. We are, okay, because are is the verb to be for we. And then we need the word not. Now, if you wanted to, you can also make a contraction. We can say aren't. Okay? So we are not or we aren't going to. Okay? So we are not going to. Remember, we still need to use going to express future. Okay? We are not going to go to school tomorrow. It's very similar. We're just adding the negation. We are not going to, and then go is our verb in the base form. Go to school tomorrow. To school tomorrow will be our complement. Okay, so this is letting us know that in the future, which is tomorrow in this sentence, we're not going to go to school. Okay, so we have looked at positive and negative forms on how to use going to. And now we're going to look at how to make questions using the same phrase, going to express future. So let's start with the formula. So you want to start off with the verb to be, okay? And if you don't remember your verbs to be, it's going to be am, are, and then the last one you're going to be using is. Good. So you need the verb to be, and then you need the subject, or the person you're talking about. Now we need the phrase that we are learning today, going to. So we have the verb to be, the subject, the phrase going to, and now we need the verb. Now, the thing about the verb that I want to explain to you is that right now we're going to use the base version of the verb, okay? So just the base verb, eat, run, talk, okay? Just the base version of it. And then the last thing you're going to need is a complement, something that complements what you are talking about in the sentence. Now, the thing about the complement in this sentence is that it's optional. In some sentences, you might need it, in some, you don't. Okay, so let's look at our formula. Okay, so we have the verb to be, we have the subject, we have the phrase going to, the verb in the base form, and the complement that backs up the question. Okay, now because it is a question, you need a question mark. So looking at this formula, let's make a sentence. So sometimes if you don't know what verb to be to use, you can start off with your subject. It's up to you. Okay, so like, let's say, if we're speaking about you, what is a verb to be that goes for you? Are. So are would be our first word. Are you, our formula is asking us now to add the phrase going to. So are you going to, let's say, run tonight? Good. So are you going to run tonight? If we look at the formula and we look at our sentence, it follows it. Are is the verb to be. You is my subject. Going to is the phrase that we're using to express future. Run, okay, is the verb in the base, and then tonight. Okay? Let's make another example. If we're speaking about he, what is the verb to be for he? It's is. Going to, we say study English. Is he going to study English? Pretty simple, right? Does it follow the formula? Well, let's see. Is the verb to be. He is my subject. And then we have the phrase going to that expresses future. And the word study. It's the verb in the base form. And then English will be my complement of study, right? What is he going to study? English. So now that we have the questions, let's give some answers. So is he going to study English? If it's positive, we can say something as simple as, yes, he is. Or if it's a negative statement, no, he is not. Or no, he isn't. Some people are going to give you the option of, yes, he is going to study English. But that is up to you, the speaker, the person that is responding the answer. There is one more thing that I need to teach you. Now, I'm teaching you going to, but sometimes when you're out there, you're speaking to your friends, your colleagues, your managers, whoever it might be a person in public, in the store, in a bus, a cashier, whoever. Sometimes they won't use the word going to. They're going to use a word that's very similar, and that is the word gonna. Okay? This is how you spell it. You pronounce it as gonna. Okay? Gonna. It is a word that comes from going and to. It's the same thing. This is more of a slang word. It is being adapted more and more into the English language, so you'll hear it a lot. You probably already heard it, right? Maybe your kids, or like I said, maybe somebody in public said it. Because we can say these examples. They are gonna study English on Saturday. He is gonna read his notes tomorrow. We aren't gonna go to school tomorrow. I am gonna eat tacos tonight. This is the proper way. Going to. This is a bit improper, okay? Remember, this is slang. This is words that if you want to be respectful, try to avoid this word in the conversation. But if you're talking to your friend or somebody that you're very comfortable with, go ahead and use it. It's perfectly fine. Remember, the language always changes and it adapts to new words. Hopefully, this was some help to you. I hope to see you soon. If you have any questions, you want to leave any comments, please do, or send us an email or a message. And thank you.